The National Health Service celebrates its 75th anniversary on 5th July 2023. At Alloa in Clackmannanshire, there were 2 hospitals that came under the new NHS umbrella in 1948 and became part of the Western Region Hospital Board, to be run by the Board of Management of Stirling and Clackmannan. These were the County Hospital in Ashley Terrace and Sauchie Hospital on Parkhead Road, known locally as Sunnyside Bray. The costs of running these hospitals was to be met by the state, and access to them was no longer the preserve of those who could afford to pay for treatment. Known as the Clackmannan County Infectious Diseases Hospital, or Combination Hospital, it was on the recommendation of the county's first medical officer that Sauchie Hospital was built. It was designed by local Alloa architects, John Melvin and Son, and construction began in 1893 on a parcel of land viewed by Walter John Francis Erskine, 12th Earl of Mar, at Parkhead Farm. It was completed in April 1895 at a cost of just over £8,300. It was thought to be the first of its kind in Scotland. Statistics show that by 1930, around 2,000 patients had been treated there. Over the years, many additions had been made to the hospital, including a lodge in 1899, a laundry block in 1901, and a doctor's room, as well as cubicles for servants, in 1914. The council added a new tuberculosis pavilion and huts in 1916, and in 1938 a north block was added. The running of it was handed over to the NHS on Saturday, 5th July 1948. In the mid-2000s, the hospital was demolished to make way for a new community hospital, although the lodge was left. Today it houses the Scottish Ambulance Service. Just down the Bray, another hospital was built during the late Victorian period, but it wasn't the first on the site. In 1868, Walter Henry Erskine, 11th Earl of Mar, founded an earlier hospital. He had gifted £300 towards its construction, which began in February 1867 and was opened on 1st October the following year. It comprised of 2 fever wards and 2 general wards. It was designed for both medical and surgical treatments for people living in Clackmannanshire. The detached building came under the care of the local authority and took patients with infectious diseases, while Mrs. Bain cared for those suffering from fevers in a different part of the hospital. Funds were raised by voluntary contribution, and the Ladies' Finance Committee was headed up by Erskine's wife, Mary Ann. The Earl of Mar was the hospital's patron. By the 1890s, the hospital was struggling with capacity, so a new hospital was built by Glasgow architect Robert Bryden. Construction began in 1897 and was opened in 1899 as the County Accidents Hospital. Miss Catherine Forrester Peyton, whose parents had died and left her a fortune, paid for the build and the equipment. At the turn of the 20th century, the hospital could accommodate around 19 patients and had 7 medical staff, but by the mid-1940s the number of beds had trebled, with the hospital having an income of around £12,000, which was used to maintain it. In 1954, an outpatient department was added, along with a series of other buildings, by which time it had come under the auspices of the NHS. These additions were done by architects Alexander Smellie, Andrew Graham Henderson and Joseph Lee Gleave of Keppie, Henderson and G.L. Gleave of Glasgow. A stone at the hospital was inscribed with the words, "Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved." The hospital was demolished in 2010, with houses now replacing it. If you enjoyed this episode of Scotland's History, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.